Well, hello from 4runner land. Hello from the long lost land of what in the hell is John up to? Uh, a lot of this, a lot of frustration and WTF moments, and parts piles, and it's been a real big struggle, to be honest with you. What you guys can see, I've got some colored marks all over the place, and this thing's sitting in there with the shifters, and the engine bay is pretty well stripped and cleaned out. So before I blow this thing all apart, which I think I'm finally ready to do, I'll give you a quick rundown and walk around of a little bit of what happened and a lot of bit of where we're at. So it's sitting on its suspension. I've got the front suspension all done and ready to go to the alignment shop when we're finished with the job, so it can get aligned in the front. Rear suspension's all done for the most part. I've just got to finish weld the shackle braces, shackle hangers, and clean up the hardware and finish mount the hardware. But I got a nice 45-degree angle, and we're sitting at ride height. And I've got the shock sitting over there on the bench ready to go back on. So I'm happy with the rear. The front super lift components went just about as well as you could expect. So now my A-arm geometry is nice and flat again, and I've got a lot of stroke on my shock, and I got clearance to the bump stop. My diff drop is down. Gave me plenty of room for the oil pan. I did have to drop the steering stabilizer off of it to get the oil pan in there. We'll see if it fits. If not, I got a plan to just lower the bracket on this side and the steering stabilizer can stay. And then we're going to do brakes when we're all said and done, and the factory brake lines in the engine compartment can stay. So we'll just run new brake lines down there when we do the brake system. Engine's all in, and I've got colored marks here so that I can pull this thing out and follow the yellow brick road, as they say, on the way back in. So I learned a little secret when I was younger. You can just use colored zip ties and follow your colored zip ties. So yellow to yellow. This is fuel return out of the regulator. We're going to end up being able to run it right out of the factory one and then delete this extra line that goes to the other side. We've got vapor return green that goes with our evap and charcoal canister. So vapor there. This is out of the donor rig, out of the 2002, so that way we don't get any fuel vapor smell, and we don't have a check engine light with the new computer. So last thing I got to do in here, I think, is mount that charcoal canister, which is going to go right here. That'll all be good. So we've got brake vacuum here, which is cool. Evap canister stuff, so yellow to yellow, orange to orange. That's over here. Yellow to yellow, orange to orange, and then there's just a vent tube that drops down when we're all said and done, and that'll drop down here next to the steering box. We've got fuel in from the fuel pump, which lines out on the wiring harness, and then here's the factory line. So when I get the engine tranny out, I can move that line over to the other side, and it'll match up more happy with this, and that'll be good. Battery's going to stay in its factory location. Fuse box will stay in its factory location. Evap canister will be up here. Cruise control is now controlled here by the throttle body, so that stuff was all able to go away, and a lot of what was over here was able to go away because the computer controls all of this stuff now, and we just need the body harness. So I've got to take the oil pressure or sending unit out of the 3.0 and put it in this one, so that way it can run the gauge in here and then wire it appropriately. It looks like I'm pretty tight on the oil filter now that I've got the oil filter adapter on there, so I'll probably run some sort of remote oil filter, so that way we can just hang the oil filter in the dead space somewhere, put it up here by the evap canister or something like that. We got to clearance the headers when they come back out. I think only on the one side, because this side's got quite a bit of room. Don't know why or what, but that's where we landed. Motor mounts are good, finished welded, ready to come out and get painted. My radiator was hitting here just a little bit, but I think when I finished putting the pucks underneath it, so I had to put a 1-inch body lift in it to get me enough clearance to clear the hood without having to cut a hole in the hood and do a bunch of extreme stuff to the headers and firewall, which you can see that I already clearanced the firewall there a little bit, so that's taken care of. Suspension, brakes, headers, radiator, it's still to be determined whether I'm going to be able to use that shroud or just fix the fan to it. Yeah, but I've got a fan and I can make that work, or I can make it better, but right now it's not a problem, so we're going to move forward. Seat location, factory seat. We're going to keep all the factory interior stuff. Then I've got, so there's a gear driven transfer case, and I had to do a lot of work, unbelievable amount of work to get this shifter to work. It's all custom cut and modified mechanically and underneath with a custom shift rod down to the transmission, because this transmission was not the one I was supposed to get with the swap. I was misled a little bit, and so I had to kind of force all this stuff to work, and so it took a lot of effort on my part to make it all work, but it's in and it works. And so I'm happy with it. I'm going to add some weight to the shift rod to make that feel a little bit more sturdy. So even in low, you can two-wheel drive. Cool. Neutral. Cool. So that's good. And I can remount, computers, and my new computer box is going to go in here where the factory is, and then I connect this to the wiring and that kind of stuff. I got to put a cruise control switch in, from the donor underneath the dash, so that way we can run cruise control with this thing. And then I'll have to deal with custom AC lines when we're all done, but that won't be very hard, because this is actually already pointed pretty much where the air conditioner goes, and there's my condenser line, and I've got the factory condenser over there that looks in good shape, so I think I'll be okay there. Steering shaft, I'll put it in last, but it looks like it's going to clear fine. Got plenty of room there. And then I just still have the aftermarket one. If I do end up with a clearance issue, I can put the aftermarket one in, but there's sense in wasting my time if it's all going to clear, which it looks like it's going to. So under here, we're all done with mounts and whatnot. So there's a transmission mount, and it cradles up to the back of the transmission and mounts here, drops down, polyurethane spacer, the big one out of a Jeep TJ, I think I said that before. And then it comes back and cradles around the transfer case as well. And then I just need to add one piece of hardware here, and then get the correct yoke. This yoke was different than the factory one, but I've got the factory one on it, so I'll change it over, move the fuel line over, and then cap off the custom cross member. I have like 4 or 5 plates that I just got to make and buzz this up and cap that off, so that'll be all fine. Hit it with the grinder, clean it up, paint all that stuff. We'll be good to go. I did have a little bit of overcut here, which isn't a big deal when I was trying to fit the transmission and all that stuff. So I've got the sheet metal pieces that came out of here, and I'll just make another piece so that can come in and out. So this plate is a custom plate that will be, it's secured here with nut zerts and in the factory location in the front, and then the shifter itself bolts to the base, so you can unbolt the shifter and pull it off, and then you can unbolt the plate and pull it off. And I've got the rubber seal in here and the seal underneath when it goes all back together. So I'll pull that stuff out of there when I take this thing, blow this thing apart, and then fix this little corner right here to the floor, and then she'll be pretty much ready for bed liner on the inside of it. I already did all the hard work on that stuff. So I was just kind of walking around and looking at how I'm going to attack paint and what my next steps are. I think I'm going to lay it out for jams, finish that piece of rust up here in the windshield. I got one piece of tape on the windshield, and then I got to fix this battery tray in here when the engine comes out. But those will be real quick and easy. I'll do those one day, and then I'll be back to prepping jams. So I think I could do like the bottom of the hood, the engine compartment, front end, core support, whatever. I'm not going to do much here, but here on the inside needs done, the firewall, the apron, and then the front of the core support. So I'll get all that, and then maybe this, or maybe I'll just stop at the cowl so I can paint that later. But then I'll do the jams, and the jams back here, and the jams on the tailgate, and the jams on the doors, and maybe under hood. And that'll let me put this thing together as one unit when we go ahead and prep the outside for paint, so it'll look like a whole unit when we paint it. And then I got the roof outside, which will only take me probably a day to prep, and I'll be ready to paint it. So not a big deal on the roof. I mentioned earlier that this project has been a struggle, and if I'm honest, it's probably been one of, if not the biggest struggles I've ever taken on, and I've suffered the consequence for saying yes, and I don't feel like I bit off more than I could chew on this one. It just ended up not being what I anticipated and what I planned and projected for, and the things just aren't lining out the way they're supposed to. And once you're committed, you're committed, and so as a shop owner, my moral and ethical compass is just to grin and bear it, grit and bear it, and I gotta get through it. So I'm finally at the point where I feel like I can start blowing this thing apart. And like I told you guys a couple of months ago, I had all the hard work done and was really close to being able to just snowball this thing down the mountain, and I just hit hang-ups and hang-ups. So much so that I feel like that I'm probably going to film a private video for the customer just to update him a little bit. But I've said it before, but I'm finally feeling like I'm there and ready to take it all apart and stack this stuff up, get it painted, and then put it all back together. The only thing I didn't talk about was the exhaust system, and I've got it over here ready to go. I just got to put it together. So there's where we are with the 4runner after weeks and weeks and weeks of struggling and working behind the scenes and kind of just doing my thing with not much to show for it. I feel like I can finally roll my sleeves up here a little bit. So got some parts ordered, and stuff's gonna get blown apart. Figured I owed you guys at least that. It's 13 minutes of banter on this thing, so appreciate y'all. We'll try to do my best to keep you updated. Hopefully we're moving forward now, so much love, y'all. Talk at you soon. Take care.